Hey everyone, the Nerdy Basement recently spoke to Robert Rodriguez, and actually this was posted today, August 28th, and um, it is about the book of Boba Fett. However, it is important for Alita fans and our hopes for a sequel as well, because it may be that in order to help Robert Rodriguez earn some clout among or in the studio, Disney to be exact, that he may need a success with the Book of Boba Fett. But I have some thoughts on that. I'll get into it later. And I will not read all of this because I want you to read it yourself. I want you to get I put a link in the description and you can go look at the website yourself and give them some clicks. Now, I'm glad they asked about Alita. They didn't have to, but I'm glad they did. So, um, what what Robert Rodriguez says about let's go down here to the push for an Alita sequel. I'm sorry if you can hear my son in the background. I don't know why he has to be so loud. So, Robert Rodriguez, like Jim Cameron and John Landau, really cares about Alita, and I'm sure he was more than happy to answer some questions about the potential for a sequel. And again, I'm not going to read all of this, but let me just go down here where they say, we asked Rodriguez if there had been any new developments or updates on the possibility of an Alita Battle Angel sequel, and what can the Alita Army do to make what seems like a lost dream a reality. And this is what Rodriguez says. I'm hoping I'm earning some I think they mean points, by doing so much for Disney, because they own it now. And let's just stop there for a second because um, Jim Cameron owns the IP. What I believe Rodriguez is talking about here are the distribution rights. Those were owned by Fox, but now, since the merger, now Disney owns those distribution rights. And what Rodriguez goes on to say is, and that's why we weren't able to jump right into the sequel. And I can't remember exactly what I was saying before, like maybe it was last year. Time is just melted together now. I don't even know when I said things anymore. But I was really optimistic that due to um, the film not crashing, not flopping, that they would begin or at least start talking about a sequel around the end of I might have said 2021. I think that's what I said. Was it 2020? No, I might have been 2020, but I think I said at the end of 2021 we should at least have an announcement. Now that doesn't really look possible anymore because Disney owns the distribution rights, and Disney is in a really bad spot financially. But I really need to go back and look at those old videos now because I want to know what I said. But I was optimistic. But of course now the rights are in the clutches of a very heartless corporate entity, and it's going to be all about money to them, to Disney at least. I mean, and so Robert Rodriguez also says, I'm trying to see what happens with Boba Fett. I think that's going to knock people's socks off so when that happens, I will go in and say, I've been here for a while. Let's figure out how we can do Alita, whether it's for streaming or theatrical, because it's such a great property. People love it. I love it, and Jim loves it. We, Robert and Jim, just talked about it recently again about how we can do this. What's the best way to approach it? I think it'll be me going in there with him to talk about it because I'm doing a lot of stuff for them. That's Disney right now. And so, like I said, I want you to read some of this, so I don't want to cover too much. Um, but when he says also that he wants the book of Boba Fett to do well, I think it's not just about him. It's not just about the sequel also. It's about him being involved with the sequel. I don't know how much power Disney holds over the 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 selection of directors and other things like that. I would think that Jim Cameron and John Landau makes those decisions, but it could be that let's say if Disney decides they want to go forward with a series or something, um, well then there's a chance that they may look at another director, and Robert Rodriguez wants to be involved with it. So he's like, if I do well with Boba Fett, that'll give me some leverage, and I can make sure, or at least I could try to make sure that I'm involved with it. And to me, it seems like a no-brainer. Disney shouldn't like if I was if it was me, if I was Chapek and Robert Rodriguez was there, like you guys are going to make an Alita series or whatever, or a sequel, you know, let me direct it. I wouldn't have a problem with saying, yeah, go ahead, you did the first one, and people loved it. I'm not looking at a cheaper option or looking at a more a bigger name or anything like that. I'm like, you guys love it. But then again, I'm thinking like a normal person. I'm not thinking like a heartless corporate entity. So I don't know. So anyway, so what some people are thinking right now is that it could be that helping the book of Boba Fett to succeed might give Robert Rodriguez more leverage, and that will help. But I think that might help some, but I think that we should just continue to. I mean, you can do both really, but let me use the word also. I think we should also continue to do our campaigns, the Twitter campaigns that we have coming up. That's great. Trying to trend. Twitter has stopped us a lot of times, but trending is great. That's helpful too. But I also think we can make a big impact when we do things like uh, flying banners and raising billboards and letting um, people know outside on the ground that we're serious about putting, well, we're serious about putting our money where our mouth is. And I haven't been much help with that in the past because I had a rough 2020 and partly 2021 as well. As I said on this channel before, I was unemployed. I lost my job because of COVID, and I wasn't going to be much use to anybody when it came to raising money for our campaigns. But I'm employed now. I still have to watch it, but I can, I can help, I can contribute a little bit probably. So at least now I feel more useful than I did when I just I couldn't chip in much, and it was just bad. It was a bad time for campaigns because I wasn't the only one who was out of work and needing money. But now, hopefully, things will be better and we can get back to doing big things like we were doing in 2019 and 2020 before things took a nosedive. And so, again, um, if you want to watch the Book of Boba Fett to make sure that gets lots of views and impresses Disney, you can do that. Um, but I also recommend we continue to just do our campaigns, and we'll eventually get back to doing them. Like I said, things are getting better now, so we should start having some more campaigns again eventually soon. I think that is all I wanted to say. So, yeah, sure. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll talk to you later.